Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. The Spanish city of Alcalá de Henares near Madrid today resembled the capital of two countries, Spain and Poland. This was due to the intergovernmental consultations led by Poland's Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki and Spain's Pedro Sánchez. On the agenda were COVID-19 pandemic, climate policy, migration challenges and neighbourhood policy, as well as bilateral economic, educational and cultural cooperation. We might be located at two opposite ends of the European continent, or at least at two ends of the European Union, but I must admit that we found a lot of common themes, many common issues that we covered during our conversations that were not only fruitful and constructive, but also surprising. We signed many joint declarations and plans concerning not only infrastructure, but also internal and external security, economic cooperation, expansion of the common market, and support in the field of innovation. We want to tell the European Union that perhaps the time has come to take new action. We participate in interesting projects related to digitisation and environmental protection. We signed a joint declaration and 6 memorandums of understanding. Very ambitious both at the European Union and bilateral level. I would like to confirm the commitment that such consultations should take place every year as before, because we have a lot to do. According to Polish government spokesman Piotr Müller, Spain is the 5th largest foreign investor in Poland, and the most promising areas of bilateral cooperation include smart city technology, drones and the agri-food sector. Italy's Northern League leader Matteo Salvini has proposed the creation of a new political force in the European Parliament that will bring together his EU political group Identity and Democracy, or ID, the EU political group of Poland's ruling Law and Justice Party, or PiS, the European Conservatives and Reformists, or ECR, and conservative politicians from the European People's Party, such as Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán. The time has come to bring together the best of these three groups and start playing a decisive role in the EU Parliament, Salvini declared on Sunday in Cascais, Portugal, where he attended the conference of his ID group under the slogan, Project of Another Europe. He also said that immigration and family issues need to be resolved in the European Union. On some issues, there is a need for someone in Brussels to say no to the renting of wombs and the adoption by homosexuals, said Salvini. I hope also that in the EPP there are those who do not accept being subordinates of the left, he added. Europe is not the European Union, it is not the euro, it is millions of Europeans, said Salvini. The leaders of the ECR group's largest political parties met in Warsaw on Friday. PiS leader Jarosław Kaczyński, the head of Fratelli d'Italia, Giorgia Meloni, and the head of Spain's Vox party, Santiago Abascal, discussed the current situation in the ECR group and the possibility of establishing a new political group in the European Union Parliament. Polish politicians hope to put a brake on current EU development, which they see as extremely liberal, extremely politicised, full of double standards and violation of treaties. President Andrzej Duda has signed the law on the ratification of the EU's increasing its own financial resources. The act has already been published in the Journal of Laws and unlocks the EU-wide lending of the €750 billion reconstruction fund, a recovery instrument to deal with the aftermath of the coronavirus crisis. The Polish Parliament passed the act on May the 4th in the Sejm and in the Senate last Thursday. President Andrzej Duda emphasised that the ratification completes a process of establishing the multi-annual financial framework. After very long negotiations last year, it introduces into the EU system what has been called an instrument for the reconstruction of the European Union. Ratification was needed for the European Union to move to the next stage in the future distribution of funds. An important part of the funds will improve health services. We will spend 1 billion zloty to upgrade district hospitals. This is something I am very happy about. It gives these local hospitals a great deal. But also, as part of this, the tasks included in the Polish New Deal will be carried out. The president of the Institute of Tax Studies, Professor Witold Modzelewski, emphasises that the communitarisation of debt may contribute to the transformation of a union of sovereign states into one with the central government. We naturally agree to systemic change, even to the vision of the organisation that starts the fiscal policy. According to Marcin Roszkowski, CEO of the Jagiellonian Institute, the Polish economy is developing along the lines of other EU economies, and the Reconstruction Fund will help maintain the country's competitiveness. We are entering into a common debt, but also into joint projects in a zero-emission economy and the digitisation of services. Most of the funds will go to new energy, heating, a new way of moving, digitisation of public services and support for healthcare. and you can see that a lot of money will go there.
Gro pieniędzy tam właśnie pójdzie.
In the future financial perspective for 2021 to 2027 and the Reconstruction Fund, Poland is to receive a total of 770 billion zloty. The basis for allocating funds from the Reconstruction Fund is the National Reconstruction Plan. Last Sunday, the Ministry of Health recorded 333 COVID-19 infections from over 32,000 tests performed. 7 more people died of the disease. Approximately 20 million doses of coronavirus vaccine have been administered in Poland, including 88,294 over the last 24 hours. Over 13.6 million Poles have now received their first doses of COVID-19 vaccines, while around 6.87 million people have been fully inoculated. Millions of new vaccines are expected in Poland in the near future. 40 years ago, on May the 31st, hundreds of thousands of Poles took to the streets of Warsaw to bid farewell to Cardinal Stefan Wyszyński, who was the top cleric of the Roman Catholic Church in Poland from 1948 to 1981. Because of his firm anti-communist stance, he became known as the Primate of the Millennium. Stefan Wyszyński, because of his heroic virtues, will soon be beatified. He took office just after the communist occupation of Poland. Beginning in 1953, the communist government began holding mass trials and imprisoning priests, including Wyszyński, who had just been made a cardinal. Wyszyński resisted communist demands and was released on the 26th of October 1956 after the Stalinist government fell. Poles remember him as a national hero, unquestionable leader, and almost the uncrowned king of Poland, who opposed a totalitarian government and facilitated the survival of Polish Christianity during the rule of the communist regime. That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.